Imagine a world transformed by the power of giving, where every act of kindness sparks another. These are the champions who dedicate their lives to change. Together, they are paying it forward. Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Hello and welcome to Champions of Change on the Achievement Channel, your home for inspirational stories that spark impact and transformation. We are broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos. I'm your host, Pamela Igbo, and on this program, we shine a light on individuals who are creating powerful change through nonprofit work and social impact. People who are not just chasing success, but significance. Today, we are joined by a powerhouse of vision and compassion, Dr. Christiana Imeh Amida, Executive Director at Lekki Gardens Estate and the dynamic founder of Foundation de Christie, a nonprofit organization committed to health and hygiene of women and girls. With over 17 years of experience in real estate and a dream to touch 10 million lives, she's truly a champion of change. Let's dive into our inspiring journey.
Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Welcome, Christy, to Champions of Change. It's great to have you here.
Thanks a lot for having me, Pam. It's a pleasure to be here myself.
Fantastic. So I'm really inspired by you. You are the Executive Director for Lekki Gardens Limited. So you're into real estate.
That's correct.
But I know that your real passion is your foundation, which is Foundation de Christie. Did I say it well?
Absolutely. well
And
done.
it is a foundation that focuses on women and girls' hygiene and well-being.
Correct.
So what I want to know is, why did you start it? What inspired you to start it, and why that particular area?
Thanks, Pam, for the question. Thank you for having me once again. So for me, starting Foundation de Christie was basically from a personal experience. Growing up as a younger woman, I had experienced several challenges in terms of menstrual pain, heavy bleeding. In fact, I missed school. On several days, I had to hide away in the laboratory, just to avoid classes. And aside that, my experience as a teacher during my youth service days, I served in Benue, or B local government to be precise. And I had about 200 students under my belt. I was supposed to train them, give them, of course, great education. But over time, I started building relationships with them, and I noticed that girls were missing classes. I had about 85 girls in my classes. I had 4 classes, to be precise. And I would notice that per month, say 7 girls would be away from class, missing important topics. I saw firsthand how it impacted their that's continuous assessment. Aside that, I remember also being part of Women Fellowship, and sometimes you hear a sister is not in church because she's, not feeling too well, and everybody would pray for her. So prayer became the method to solving menstrual hygiene problems. So I saw so much, and for somebody like me, I was not able to just stand there and sympathize. I had to do something. I had to act, to make a difference. So that was what spurred me. And so, to be specific, sometime in 2020, COVID year, that was when I launched. It was my birthday, April 2020, and I was wondering what I'd do differently. And somehow it dropped again, like a divine inspiration, right. I must say, like, it's time for you to, keep your word. Because I had said earlier as a younger girl that if I can go through this, then I would make sure I help other women to go through it, less pain, understand their bodies, become more aware of their menstrual hygiene, health, and wellness. So
amazing how you started this from a personal experience. So what I want to know now is, it is a real issue. A lot of young girls having, pain during their menstrual periods, and like you said, how it affects their livelihood, how it affects their education. It's a real thing. So what kind of programs do you do or outreach do you do to help solve this problem?
Oh, great. For us at Foundation de Christie, we know that education is a preparation tool. Training the girls, teaching girls about their bodies, telling them what to expect during the period, what ovulation is about. It's egg release from your ovaries. That's what it is. And you should have certain maybe mood swings for some people, headaches for some people, what to expect during this period. So we go the extra mile to train, because that's the most important thing. And after the training, the coaching, we go on to distribute our hygienic products, because we know also that if they don't get this good products, these hygienic products, if they go back to using materials that are not good, hygienic enough, they can end up suffering from various forms of infection that can affect their reproductive health in the long run. So these are the basics that we do.
And how do you do that distribution? Is it through schools? Is it through communities?
Yeah, sometimes we do it through schools, sometimes we do it through community heads, sometimes we do it on our own. We go out there, you know, even to marketplaces where we find more women and girls. We also go out there, talk to them while they are selling their goods, because of course they want to focus on their business. So, but we just take a bit of their time, talk to them, and then go ahead to give them the products. Yeah.
And how many lives have you
over 10,000 as of today, over 10,000 and counting. We've distributed over 120,000 sanitary pads as of today and counting.
Fantastic. That's amazing. So the next question I want to ask is, obviously, what have some of the challenges been running a not-for-profit that you have found, particularly in the Nigerian context?
Oh, wow, there are quite a number. I mean, starting with resource availability. At the end of the day, you can only do as much as you can. I remember one of our outreach programs where we went to Cross River State, Calabar, and we started sharing. The queue started from
I can imagine
from the front of the market all the way to the roundabout. We had over 1,000 girls on that queue, you know, waiting in line to get products. And I looked at them, I saw the gratitude in their eyes, I saw how much they needed it. I realized that sharing 2,000, sharing 5,000, sharing 10,000 might not really cut it. There's more to be done. So going out there to engage, create partnerships for funding is one of the things that we're doing to solve that problem. Also, there are sentiments and also restrictions when you get to communities. Some elders want to understand what you're trying to do, hope you're not coming to tell their wives not to treat them well, or, you know, there's so many sentiments and would I call it misunderstandings that come true when we go out there. So those kinds of misunderstandings also, you know, it puts us in a place where we try to break in. But like I said, creating partnerships again with the leaders of the community, engaging them ahead of any engagement and distribution has helped us. We continue to innovate too. So aside going into communities, we also send out materials online so that it gets to the girl wherever they are, in as much as they have a mobile phone to look at.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So can you share with me some transformational journey with any of your beneficiaries? What are you one of the things you're most proud of? You can share as much as you want.
Okay, I like it when I joined the team to do the distributions and talk to the girls. It's so lifting, I must say that. And I remember during one of our outreach programs, I met a girl at home, Sade, her name. I asked her why she was not in school, and she was brave enough, because that's the word, to tell me she missed school because she's on her period, she's in pain, but more importantly, she does not have pads, you know, to you know, to put herself in that comfortable position to be in class like every other person. And then I took a good look at Sade and said, what can we do for Sade? If Sade is serious, if she's a serious student, then let's see how we can give her pad for 3 months ahead. Let her have the pads. You know, we put her on the program, gave her pads for 3 months, and Sade stayed in school all through the 3 months. Sade is doing so well. Awesome. Back to school, regular in classes, and that gives me joy. Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think, I'm curious to know, Christy, what do you think is the long-term solution to helping people who can't afford to have those hygienic products, to have them in homes? I mean, how can we as, the government or community do more? Because, you're one person, and I'm sure there are many other people doing stuff to help, but this is a country of, over 250 million people.
Correct.
With at least half of them being girls, women. What is the long-term solution to, to helping that situation, you think?
Okay, for starters, at Foundation de Christie, like I said, distributing products is one part of it. Creating awareness is another part of it. Educating the girls is so important. That cannot be left to chance. But getting in other collaborators is also too important not to be left to chance. So thinking long term, I see Foundation de Christie initiating bills to the National Assembly.
Right.
Getting their attention to make them understand and realize that the girls need to be supported. You go to bathrooms abroad and you see sanitary pads already in place, like tissue. It's also one of the things you find in the bathroom. So restaurants and public places should make products available. It should not be for sale at those points. And aside that, for companies that are also into production, partnering with foundations can also help them reach out to girls that cannot afford the product. Those are ways that I think in the long run can help the girls get the products.
Exactly. So people being really intentional about putting it as part of their CSR initiative to know that this is an issue. And can provide for girls who cannot afford to buy sanitary towels. I mean, for me, it's even mind-boggling thinking about that. In 2025, there are still people who cannot afford.
There's so many of them, but when we go out, we get to see a lot. I mean, so many girls in pain. Some people cannot afford, their daily meal. They cannot not talk of affording pads.
Pads, sure.
It's a luxury item, if I must say.
Sure, and it not only affects, I would say, their education, it affects them their own confidence.
Yes, it affects their confidence. Yes, that's one of the things we care so much about, because it's not just about distributing products, like I always say. It's about training them, it's about storytelling, it's about sisterhood. You want them to have a place where they feel protected, where they feel like they can share, they can talk about themselves, in that space of, with a sense of safety. Yes, that's the word. So at Foundation de Christie, we are so passionate in making sure that they have the right environment to express themselves. Yes, because it's about their dignity, it's about their confidence, so they can go out there and enjoy their life to the fullest. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you. We'll take a quick break and come back and continue this amazing conversation with Christine.
My name is Mrs. Imelda Suji. You can call me Madam Modesty.
Follow Achievement Channel, listen to Achievement Channel. They are an amazing set of persons doing amazing work in the media space. So I want to encourage you to follow them, get value from them.
Please keep watching Achievement Channel.
Keep watching Achievement Channel. It's a motivation channel. I recommend it.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you bore people when speaking? Are you stuck with reading word for word? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence,
the home of public speaking. Attend our practical coaching in public speaking. Call 0802-303-2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.
Welcome back to Champions of Change. I've been talking to Christine today about her wonderful work that she does with her foundation, Foundation de Christie, helping young girls who do not have access to sanitary hygiene and well-being and get there and build their confidence in that way. So Christine, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. What I wanted to ask you is, obviously you're into real estate, you have a real estate management company, and you also spearhead your foundation. So as a woman wearing multiple hats, how do you balance that?
Oh, Pam, thank you. Well, for me, I don't think it's about balancing. I think it's about alignment. I have learned over the years to align my purpose across various spheres. And I have a solid team behind me. They understand the mission. They believe also in the mission. So over the years, we have learned to delegate correctly. We have learned to delegate with clarity and strategically. I think the work we're doing as a team is making me succeed, not just on my own. Working via a structure, working via systems is making me succeed. So it's not just about balancing. In fact, it's no longer about balancing for me. It's about alignment. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And do you find that your work in the real estate has given you a breadth of experience that has lended itself into the foundation work?
Oh yes, to a very, very large extent. It has prepared me to a very large extent because I understand how to engage people. I understand how to relate. I understand how to run systems. I understand how to operate a business. So a foundation is a business at the end of the day. You know, you want to come in with your full self into the room. You don't want to leave anything to chance. The ideas, the concepts that will make you win. That has made me grounded.
Yeah, and obviously the whole idea of the foundation is to reach so many people. So your remit is to reach 10 million girls, which is a lofty ambition, but it can definitely be done.
Yes, it's achievable. One step at a time. Rome was not built in a day.
Absolutely.
So we have started and the journey continues. So I see us doing it with the systems we're putting in place, with the structures we're putting in place, with the partnerships that we are creating across communities, you know, talking to supporters across the globe. Just a few days ago was World Menstrual Hygiene Day. That's May 28th. We participated. We were recognized as official partners with the menstrual hygiene body connected to the UN. So we were recognized, and we went ahead to educate girls on that day, distribute material. So with the partnerships that we are building, we think we can do this.
Fantastic. And how do you think in this current age technology can help you drive that?
Oh, a lot. You know, starting with having a website. It's as simple as people knowing who to talk to when it matters. Other people might just go onto the streets, you know, to distribute pads. But do they really have a vision? Do they really have a purpose, you know, as far as menstrual hygiene is concerned? So one of the things technology is helping us do is reach more people that want to support the cause. That's one of the things technology is helping us to do. It's also helping us to create surveys or conduct surveys that enables us rather to know where to go first, you know, who to talk to, who to relate with in terms of engaging communities, you know. So there's a lot technology is doing for us. It's helping us to keep our accounts correctly, measure our progress digitally. So there's just so much that technology is helping us achieve.
That's great. That's great. So just in terms of community outreach, what are some of the volunteering opportunities that you have with your foundation? Can anyone come and volunteer, and what are some of the needs, volunteering needs?
Oh yes, we need hands. There is work to do. We need hands. We need support. Whether medical specialists, whether volunteers that want to help us on the street in sharing, or training, or funding, you know, the cost. We need that support. We need volunteers to join us in those areas to get the work done.
And if you can tell our viewers how we can reach you to offer volunteering, our volunteering services.
Thank you, Pam. So you can reach us on foundationdecristie.org. Once you log onto our website, you start communicating with us. There's a live WhatsApp chat platform. You can also leave us a message, and you see options, whether you want to volunteer on the field, you want to come in to teach, you want to come in to help with health work, really, because there are some women that are struggling with fibroid, and we have doctor partnerships. Yes, for uterine fibroid embolization. In fact, one of our board members is a medical doctor and is ready to help in terms of advice, in terms of referrals, to make sure one gets the best medical help. So we need volunteers in the medical space. We need volunteers in distributing products. We need volunteers in training the girls. We're opening our confidence club at the schools. We want more people to teach the girls how to take care of themselves because they need this education and awareness.
Fantastic. I'd love to volunteer if you have me.
Please.
Thank you. All right. Finally, last but not the least, I'd like you to just look at the camera and talk to women who would like to start something. You know, a lot of women want to have an impact, but don't know how to go about it or may not have confidence. What has helped you, and what would you say to a woman out there who's thinking, have an idea, but is not confident enough to start?
I would say start small, but start anyway. It's about purpose, like I'll keep saying. It's about making impact. And what I know is that impact, it comes from a place of sincerity. That's the truth. So if you have a sincere purpose, please start. If you need to start in your living room, start. When Foundation de Christie started in 2020, like I said, it was COVID year. So I started in my sitting room, started with my sisters, started with my neighbors, and I distributed about 50 sanitary pads. And I spoke to them as well, telling them about their menstrual hygiene, telling them about their menstrual health, telling them why they have some mood swings that I see, you know, and they were looking at me like, what exactly? But I gained their attention and I built from that place. So start small, and as you continue on the journey, find people that can support you, with like-minded people. Find them, let them support you. Also, always remember why you're doing it. If you maintain a sense of purpose, as in why you're doing this, then you continue to have the fuel, the drive, the energy to go on. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. So thank you so much, Christine, for today and for the wonderful work you're doing. I wish your foundation all the best.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Dr. Christiana Amida is living proof that you can build industries and still build people. From real estate to grassroots outreach, her passion is a blueprint for anyone who wants to succeed with purpose. Thank you, Dr. Christina. And to you watching at home, remember, you too can be a champion of change. Start small, dream big, and never stop believing in the difference one life can make. Let's continue this important dialogue. Follow us on all our handles at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for more inspiring content and updates. Use the hashtag #WeSeePossibilities and share your thoughts with us. I'm Pamela Egbo. See you next time. Thank you for watching.
Champions of change. Paying it forward. Join us and be part of the movement. Here on the Achievement Channel.